starting to go down the inside. And it's lights out and away we go.
Alright, buckle up, buttercups. Forget the drivers and the cars for a second, because today we're talking about the real mischief makers in F1, the tracks themselves. Some are smooth operators, others are like that chaotic friend who brings a flamethrower to Thanksgiving.
You're going to Brazil!
Today, we will rank every F1 2025 season track by chaos potential. We're diving into the likelihood of safety cars, red flags, and those did that just happen moments. This isn't about speed, it's about which of the 24 circuits are most likely to turn a perfectly normal Sunday into a full-blown tire-shredding disaster.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Grab your popcorn and let's find out where the F1 circus truly goes off the rails. Let's start things off nice and easy, shall we? We're easing into this with the tracks that are more about sipping chamomile tea in peace than throwing a wild rager. These are the tracks that show up to the F1 party, stay in the corner with a polite smile, and maybe wave when someone else does a backflip.
I didn't know you were behind me!
Use your mirrors!
They're pleasant, but they're not the life of the party. Number 24. Yas Marina Circuit, Abu Dhabi, the finale formerly known as Predictable. First up on our least likely to make your heart race list is Yas Marina. Ah yes, the season finale, where the fireworks are bigger than the racing and the yachts are shinier than the cars. The track? It's about as exciting as watching paint dry on a yacht while sipping an espresso. It's beautiful, no doubt, but chaos? Nah, you're more likely to see a championship battle decided by math than by any kind of on-track mayhem. The drama here is as predictable as your grandma's holiday turkey. It's smooth sailing all the way, with overtakes that happen only when the stars align or someone makes a mistake. The most dramatic moment usually comes when you're trying to escape the parking lot after the race, hoping your car doesn't get stuck behind a parade of Ferraris going 2 miles per hour. Number 23. Bahrain International Circuit, desert duel that rarely spirals. Next, we have Bahrain, kicking off the season with all the hopes and dreams of a fresh start. Bahrain is like the friend who shows up to the party excited to dance, but quickly realizes they have 2 left feet. The track layout? Decent. The overtakes? Fine. But chaos? Nope. It's got a tire-chewing surface that's great for strategy, but rarely leads to the kind of unhinged wreckfest that F1 fans secretly crave. What? Crashes do happen, of course, because it's F1, not a knitting circle, but they don't usually lead to a full-on carnage tornado. It's that one friend who's always on time, but somehow never has any insane stories to tell. A solid performer, but don't expect any "I can't believe that just happened" moments.
Wow.
It's the meat and potatoes of F1 tracks. Reliable, but not exactly the spice of life. Number 22. Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, the test track that became a racetrack. Barcelona. This track knows F1 cars better than the drivers themselves, probably because they spend more time here during pre-season testing than most drivers spend with their families. Every bump, every curb, every pebble, nothing is new here. It's as if the track and the cars are old friends catching up over a coffee.
Yeah, boy.
The result? No surprises, no chaos. The Spanish Grand Prix often feels like a polite Sunday drive. Whoever qualifies fastest usually takes the win, unless someone pulls off a masterstroke strategy, which, let's be honest, is about as likely as a red flag in a Sunday afternoon golf tournament. Overtaking? Good luck with that in the final sector. Want to see cutting-edge aerodynamic brilliance? This is your track. Want to see a car flipping, flying, and crashing into the nearest snack stand? Well, maybe try watching toddlers on sugar highs instead.
Oh dear, Roman Grosjean!
Number 21. Hungaroring, the overtaking obstacle course, known as Monaco without the walls, which basically means it's tight, twisty, and about as easy to overtake on as it is to pull off a flip in a hammock.
What? What the f***?
It's a precision-driven car setup's wet dream. Make one mistake and you'll end up in the gravel, which would be great, except it doesn't cause chaos, just a lonely trip to the back of the pack. Everyone's spread out like that one guy at the party who's hovering near the snacks, trying to stay out of the chaos. Overtaking here is about as common as a unicorn sighting. The action happens in the pits, where strategy becomes the real star, not on track. It's like watching a chess match on wheels, but one that doesn't have enough checkmate moments to get you out of your seat. Number 20. Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez, the high-altitude hustle. Welcome to Mexico City, where the air is thin, the engines are struggling to breathe, and the fans are having the time of their lives. The altitude here means engines are running low on power, and cars are slipping more than your phone screen when it's 99% full of apps. Sounds like chaos, right? But Mexico's races tend to stay cleaner than your Google search history after incognito mode. It's got wide sections for overtaking and large runoff areas that kindly swallow up any mistakes. You'll see some wheel-to-wheel action, especially in the stadium section, but don't expect full-blown destruction. It's more of a high-speed salsa than a demolition derby, dash of elegance, and a whole lot of cheering. Number 19, Shanghai International Circuit, the Return of the Dragon. After taking a few years off, it's back, baby. This track is famous for its iconic snail turns and a straight so long you could finish a podcast while driving down it.
What?
It's wide with plenty of runoff, so while overtaking is very possible, major pileups are about as common as rain in the desert. Sure, the potential for chaos is there. Weather can change faster than a Ferrari pit strategy, but for the most part, think of it as a carefully choreographed parade, and tire degradation can make things interesting. Exciting, but not exactly smashing cars together like bumper cars. Now we're entering the tracks that might seem calm at first, but slowly build up to something unexpected, like that awkward silence at a party that could either end in everyone awkwardly leaving, or an impromptu karaoke performance. Hold on tight, it's about to get interesting. Number 18, Lusail International Circuit, Desert Sauna Sprint. Lusail, where the track is fast, but the real race is against the sun. COTA made its F1 debut and immediately made sure drivers felt like they were running a marathon in a sauna. The track itself is decently flowing, with a nice mix of medium and high-speed corners that keep everyone on their toes. But chaos, it doesn't come from tight walls or chicanes, it comes from the brutal conditions. The heat, the humidity, the rapid tire degradation. It's a recipe for disaster. Drivers pushing too hard, dropping like flies from heat exhaustion, or simply having tires explode out of nowhere, all contribute to the kind of drama you can't even simulate. It's like taking a dip in a boiling hot tub, thinking everything's fine until it's not. Number 17, Miami International Autodrome, the glitter and the gravel. Enter Miami, where the glitz, glam, and fake marinas try to distract you from the fact that this track is a little bit of a Frankenstein's monster. A few high-speed sections, some snuggly street circuit-style corners, and surprisingly ample runoff areas. The chaos here doesn't exactly come from the layout. It's more about drivers still figuring out what the hell is going on. There's been more than a couple of awkward crashes in the tight chicane under the overpass, and let's not forget the slick as an oiled slide surface offline that catches out drivers faster than you can say, "Where's the yacht?" It's a glam fest, yes, but there's always the potential for drama, especially when drivers are still learning the quirks of the place. Number 16, Circuit of the Americas, the roller coaster with rare rollovers. COTA in Austin, Texas. A track that's basically a roller coaster, but without the risk of a terrifyingly tall drop. It's got that massive uphill turn 1 that feels like you're about to launch your car into space, and with its wide, fast, and flowing layout, it's a track that screams overtaking opportunities. But despite its dramatic nature, this place is surprisingly clean. Chaos here tends to come from a messy turn 1 on the opening lap, or the occasional mechanical failure due to the track's bumps. It's a fast track, a fun one, but rarely one that goes off the rails. Like a roller coaster that doesn't completely terrify you, but still manages to give you a few heart-racing moments. Number 15, Red Bull Ring, the sprint race spectacle. And then there's Austria's Red Bull Ring, the track that's short, fast, and always full of energy, thanks to the sprint race weekends. This place is like a caffeine shot in the arm for the F1 calendar. With a lap length so short, cars are constantly bunched up, leading to wheel-to-wheel action, especially in the opening corners. The track has a few big braking zones and some gravel traps, eager to swallow up the too eager drivers. While it's not quite a street circuit designed to destroy cars, the tight turns 1 and 3 are often where things go wrong, especially in sprint races where everyone's feeling a little more aggressive. It's like that highly caffeinated toddler who's full of energy, prone to tantrums, but mostly harmless. Unless you're in the way. Now we're getting serious. These tracks are a bit cheeky. They're not quite disaster zones every time, but they've definitely got a knack for throwing curveballs and punishing even the tiniest of mistakes. Number 14, Silverstone Circuit, the high-speed heartbreak. Silverstone. A track so fast, so beautiful, it practically screams classic. With iconic corners like Copse, Maggots, and Beckett's, this place feels like it should be crowned with a crown made of gold and British tea. But don't be fooled by its regal appearance.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's also a heartbreaker. The chaos here? It comes from the sheer speed. A tiny misstep at places like Copse, and bam, you're either in the gravel or taking a long nap in the barriers. And let's not forget the notoriously unpredictable British weather, often throwing in a downpour just to make things interesting. Overtaking happens, sure, but it's a brutal game of survival. So, yeah, a great place for racing, but also a great place to remind you that F1 isn't for the faint of heart. Number 13, Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, the historic hazard. Imola, Imola. This Italian beauty is as old school as they come, with its narrow sections, tricky chicanes, and gravel traps that seem to exist solely for the purpose of ruining someone's day. Chaos here doesn't need to scream. It whispers. A car spinning into the gravel can trigger a safety car, and don't even get me started on the wet conditions. It's a track that demands precision, and if you don't deliver, it'll let you know, firmly. One false move, and you're kissing the barrier. It's beautiful. It's challenging, and it's certainly not forgiving. It's like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded, except the maze is filled with walls, gravel, and rain. Number 12, Autodromo Nazionale Monza, the Temple of Tangles. Monza, the Temple of Speed, where cars go ludicrously fast, especially down those long straights. But here's the kicker, the chicanes. They're like giant funnels that try to shove 20 cars into the space meant for about 2. This is where the real chaos happens. The opening lap is like watching a game of bumper cars, but with million-dollar machines. We've seen pile-ups at the first chicane that could rival the worst traffic jams, slipstream battles turning into full-on wrestling matches, and the occasional surprise winner who emerged from the chaos like a phoenix from the flames. High speed, high stakes, and definitely high chaos. It's the F1 equivalent of a game of chicken, except sometimes the chicken gets completely flattened. Number 11. Zandvoort in the Netherlands, the Orange Army's roller coaster. Zandvoort, where the track is as old school as the Dutch windmills and the atmosphere is borderline manic, thanks to the infamous Orange Army. This track is tight, twisty, and packed between sand dunes like a cat in a carrier.
Huh?
The banked corners like Tarzan and Ari Luyendik make things extra spicy, but the gravel traps are always hungry, waiting for any little mistake. The aggression of the drivers is just amplified by the feverish energy from the home crowd. Think of it like trying to race a go-kart through a crowded amusement park. It's wild, exhilarating, and prone to a few accidental collisions. If you mess up here, you'll probably end up with your face in a gravel trap, so brace yourself. It's a roller coaster that rarely stays on track. Number 10. Suzuka International Racing Course in Japan, the purist's peril. If you're an F1 purist, this is your spiritual home. The track is so iconic, it might as well have a fan club. It's technical, flowing, and has corners that can make or break a driver. From the S's to the spoon curve, it's a proper challenge. Suzuka is the track where the best drivers come to flex their skills and remind us all that we're just here to watch them do things we'll never be able to. But let's not sugarcoat it. Suzuka's chaos potential is high, and it doesn't give a damn if you're in a Ferrari or a lawnmower. The high-speed corners and unforgiving gravel traps mean any mistake could lead to a crash of epic proportions. And don't get me started on the Japanese weather. Rain can turn the track into a slip and slide at the worst possible time. You mess up at Suzuka, it's not just a little spin. It's a full-on, I'll see you in the gravel kind of disaster. Number 9. Las Vegas Strip Circuit, the glitter and the glitch. A track that's as flashy as a roulette wheel and twice as unpredictable. This high-speed street circuit running through the glitzy Las Vegas Strip is equal parts spectacle and chaos waiting to happen. First off, it's a bit of a diva. The track's cold, especially early in the season, which makes warming up those tires a whole adventure. Add in some long, high-speed straights that go straight into heavy braking zones, and you've got yourself a recipe for lockups, collisions, and a good dose of drama. And let's not forget that this is a public road, so the runoff is, let's just say, minimal. Okay. You thought Monaco was tight. Try racing through a place where every turn could involve a drain cover flipping up and ruining your day. Vegas is where anything can happen. Neon lights, glitz, and a crash or two just to make sure you don't forget where you are. This race is a gamble, and sometimes the dice roll right into a wall. Number 8. Albert Park Circuit in Australia, the Park Circuit Pile-Up. Albert Park in Melbourne, where the season opener feels like a cocktail of excitement and nerves served with a side of chaos. This parkland track is semi-street, which means the walls are practically in your back pocket, just waiting to say, hello, I'm the wall and I'm about to ruin your day. The track starts off green, low grip, which is a polite way of saying good luck keeping it on the track for the first 10 laps. The circuit's flow and heavy braking zones make it perfect for contact, and we've seen everything from safety cars to red flags caused by nothing more than a driver spinning out and causing a track blockage. It's beautiful, it's scenic, but don't be fooled by the ducks in the lake. Albert Park bites, and it bites hard. Number 7. Autódromo José Carlos Pace in Brazil, the Rain Dance Rave. Welcome to Interlagos, the track that brings chaos like it's a national sport. Interlagos is fast, flowing, and loves to mess with everyone's plans. The real chaos though, the weather. Brazil's tropical climate means rain isn't a maybe, it's an inevitability. When the skies open up, it's less a few puddles and more flooding the paddock. Drivers are forced to deal with torrential downpours followed by sudden dry spells, making tire decisions the stuff of nightmares. It's a place where you can see championship dreams made and shattered in the final laps, often with conditions that make the track look more like a swimming pool than a racetrack. But hey, it's a party, and if you can't handle the rain, you're going to drown in the chaos. Number 6. Gilles Villeneuve Circuit, the Wall of Champions welcome mat, Montreal, home of the infamous Wall of Champions. If that name alone doesn't get your heart racing, nothing will. This track is as tight as your jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. The walls are never far away, and the final chicane loves to test drivers' commitment to their careers. Because you're either a hero or you're kissing the wall. This is a street circuit with straightaways that are perfect for slipstreaming battles, but those long braking zones can easily send someone into a slow-motion collision with concrete, often leading to a bunched-up field and complete chaos. So, buckle up. It's going to be a ride, and that wall's just waiting to say hello to a few champions. Number 5, Jeddah Corniche Circuit in Saudi Arabia. The concrete corridor of consequence. Jeddah. Fast, furious, and probably the scariest roller coaster ride you'll ever take. It's the fastest street circuit on the calendar, and it doesn't give a damn if you're ready or not.
What?
Blind corners, concrete walls, and zero runoff areas make Jeddah a literal game of dodge the walls. One mistake and your race is done. There's no second chance here. We've seen it all. Safety cars, virtual safety cars, and red flags. The corners sneak up on you, and you're always one wrong move away from either destroying your car or becoming a cautionary tale. It's like trying to thread a needle at 200 miles per hour with a blindfold on. And oh, by the way, there's a giant wall at the other end. Good luck. Number 4, Marina Bay Street Circuit, the Urban Endurance Test. Singapore, the original night race. It's beautiful, it's electric, and it's brutal. This is a track that punishes you in ways you didn't even know were possible. It's a street circuit with tight corners and concrete walls that just love to suck you in for a hug. But it's not just about the track. No, Singapore's real chaos comes from the conditions. High humidity and physical exhaustion that leaves drivers looking like they just ran a marathon in a sauna. Overtaking here is about as easy as finding a unicorn, so don't expect clean passes. It's a race that turns into a battle for survival, where even the best make stupid mistakes from sheer fatigue. You'll see more sweat here than at a hot yoga class. And now we're entering the big leagues. At number 3, we have Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan, the unhinged urban labyrinth. The track equivalent of a reality TV star who can't stop flipping tables, starting arguments, and somehow ending up in a fistfight every single season. Baku is the definition of extreme. You've got the longest flat-out straight in F1, where drivers go absolutely nuts in slipstreaming battles, followed by a medieval castle section that's barely wide enough for a single car, let alone a massive 200 miles per hour speeding missile. This juxtaposition is Baku's secret recipe for chaos. Cars have crashed on the main straight under safety cars. Drivers have inexplicably parked their cars mid-track, and safety cars have led to more safety cars in a never-ending loop of madness. Baku is your track. Expect the unexpected, and then some. Number 2, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, the legend of laps, and lots of laps off track. Spa, the holy grail of F1 tracks. It's long, it's fast, it's beautiful.
Nice.
And it's basically a nature documentary with cars. You've got Eau Rouge, Rédillon, a corner that makes grown men cry with joy and fear. But it's the weather that really earns Spa a spot on the chaos leaderboard. The gravel traps might try to save your car, but usually they just dig you in deeper. Safety cars and red flags? Count on at least one, possibly more.
Decided that I want to die.
Spa is fast, beautiful, and a reminder that no matter how good you are, nature always bats last in F1. And finally, number 1, Circuit de Monaco, the glittering gridlock, with guaranteed game enders. And here it is, the pièce de résistance of chaos, Monaco, the glittering jewel in F1's crown, and the most prestigious race on the calendar. It's also a parade lap for 90% of the race, unless someone decides to get too friendly with the walls.
Okay.
But that's the beauty of Monaco. It's a street circuit from a bygone era, narrow, bumpy, and surrounded by unforgiving barriers that are just waiting for a tiny mistake to ruin your weekend. The chaos isn't about wheel-to-wheel action, because there's literally no room for that. It's the constant, horrifying threat of a single car causing a complete blockage. One brush of the wall, one misjudgment under braking, and boom, safety cars and red flags. Monaco's qualifying is pure mayhem, with drivers risking everything for track position because recovering from a bad start. Good luck with that. The lowest overtaking potential, the highest crash consequence potential. Monaco, a chaos masterpiece in its own class. And there you have it, folks, our totally unscientific, borderline reckless ranking of the F1 tracks that make your pulse spike, or at least make you yell at your screen. Each of these tracks is a beautiful disaster in its own right. So, what do you think? Did we absolutely nail it, or are you already drafting your angry comment about how we've totally disrespected your favorite track? Hit up the comments and let us know which track should have been ranked higher, or, lower. We're open to all the chaos. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're always ready for the next F1 disaster piece. Until next time, keep the engines roaring and the chaos rolling.
Okay.